ganz bestimmt, ich pack's.
Okay. When I was in Ukraine, like really one nice question, ask how are you? Be polite, be ask. If you wanna know what's going on, go for internet, go check, because actually I'm not sure this people who going to ask about and it was situation, like I'm not sure that they wanna know. They just going for like kind of blah blah blah.
Nehm's ganz lax, meine Hände sind wie Wachs. Und ganz bestimmt, ich pack's.
Ja, hallo, hier spricht Martin. Willkommen zu einer erneuten Folge von MUT-dein Podcast, mittlerweile der 4. Folge. Und wir haben heute den ukrainischen Schauspieler Petro Stashenko zu Gast. Er kommt aus der Ukraine und ist vor 1,5 Jahren nach Deutschland gekommen. Und was er uns zu erzählen hat, erzählt er uns auf Englisch. Ich bitte alle, die dieser Sprache nicht mächtig sind, um Verzeihung. Es wird in 2 Wochen ungefähr ein Videopodcast von dieser Folge geben mit einem Transkript, also einer Übersetzung, sodass man das Video auch nachlesen kann. Ich wünsche euch jetzt aber erst einmal viel Vergnügen, gute Unterhaltung und vor allem gute Information und vielleicht auch ein wenig Inspiration und Mitgefühl mit Petro Stashenko.
So, my dear Petro Stashenko, welcome to the podcast. Courage, your podcast.
Thanks for the invitations. Really, I appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us or me or the podcast. It's an experiment. You're your 4th guest in the podcast. So you are a young man, 27 years old. You are an actor for theater and film. You are from the Ukraine. You grew up in Kyjiw. Is the pronunciation right? Kyjiw?
Yeah, it's to be sure. Actually, need to say Kyjiw. Its original name Kyjiw. It's the original name of my city, because when people going to say call Kyjiw, it's more Russian language. This we try to protect and try to say this like Kyjiw. Why our capital of Ukraine, of my country, have Kyjiw? Because it's a really long story about 3 brothers and sister, Kyjiw, Shek, Horiv, and Kyjiw he invited him created this city, and his sister Libet, we have river, in Kyjiw, and Shek have, if I'm right, mountain. Shekavica, I think, and Horiv, it's a kind of island.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I remember this is my
a long story.
Yeah.
History.
That's why like original name Kyjiw.
Your parents. You have parents, of course. Your father doesn't live anymore, but you have an older brother. Is that right?
True.
One brother or more than one?
One. And I have one.
And you have a dog, right?
Yeah, true.
What's the name of the dog?
Kira. Her
Kira.
name Kira. I always going to say to call my dog. She's my heart. Because I think the people need to learn many. Humanity or emotional kind of behavior like our pets. It's about trusting, it's about this behavior that's you. And so for example, my dog, I just love her, I adore her because she's like this, and I hope it's the same she feel about me. But unfortunately now she's in Kyjiw, and she also quite she's strong. She's strong.
That's good to hear. You're also strong, I think. At the moment, you are based in Munich, in Germany. So you're quite far away from your dog, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But your family is still in Kyjiw.
Yeah.
How's your family today? When did you last talk to them?
Oh, it's a good question. Last time I talked with my brother, I think maybe last weekend, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the same was his mother, yeah. We try to have conversation like together because my brother now he's living with my mother. She's quite old, and he's worrying. He's really careful about her, and now there's like that conversation you told. This like my father died in 2022. Yeah, and I left unfortunately, but like this kind of stuff, sometimes I have to do something that not belongs from my emotional way, like it's called cold brain because it's can be good for my family. I still unfortunately in the process. Yeah, but he is strong, and now he is careful about mother means our family. Yeah, and also dog.
Yeah, the situation is not easy in Kyiv still. So
Unfortunately, yes.
unfortunately, yes, it's. We all hope that it's getting better sometime. You speak several languages. Besides
Yeah.
Ukraine and Russian, you speak French and English, and you're also learning German right now.
Yeah.
And which is your favorite language?
I adore actually. I love French language.
Oh.
But for last 5 years, I didn't have practice. So when I was last time in France in Cannes Film Festival, for me it was so nice, like I know, I understand, j'ai compris. And afterwards, like yeah, I understand, but when I try to talk, it looks like my German language, my German skills. Yeah, and it's again in my plan because now I focus about language to make better my English, my pronunciation. Yeah, to make better, I can say, and also German because I'm in Germany, and of course, logically, I not like I have to, I need and I wanna speak German. Yes, but now I'm this kind of step, this kind of process. This I understand, but to tell something, some kind of problem with grammar. Yeah, but after German, I think about also like to relearn my French language because it's totally sad when you spend 11 years. I spent 11 years to learn French language, and 5 years ago it was quite good. And now, if you don't have any experience to have a practice, yeah, you're going to lose your language. It can be the same like with my mother language, my mother tongue. It can be the same with Russian language. Yeah, if you don't have any practice, you're going to lose. You're going to forget. Yeah.
As far as I remember, you were learning quite fast. So when I met
Yeah.
you, when we got to know in 2021, you hardly spoke English, and now you speak English
Yes.
fluently. So you learned quite
Thanks.
fast.
Thanks a lot.
So I hope it's okay if we talk in English for the podcast. I hope it's also okay for our listeners, by the way. So maybe we'll make a transcript anyway. So thank you for that. And when I told Matthias Hermann, who is a colleague of us, he is a German actor, he's 62 years old. I played with him on theater stage for many years. And I told him I'm planning to make an interview with Petro Stashenko. He's a young Ukrainian actor. And he said to me, Martin, please ask him one question. And I will ask you this question now. The image of the Ukraine that is shown on German TV and media, is this the real image? Are there things going on in the Ukraine that Germans don't understand or don't know? That's what he asked me.
You mean like I didn't quite maybe get it. What do you mean about the German doesn't understand Ukraine situation? What happened in Ukraine?
Well, unfortunately, Matthias is just not here, so we should,
I mean, like,
we should
what
ask
do you
you.
think?
You should
Which
ask
kind
you the question personally. But I think, maybe you got some insider information. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there are things going on that are not known in Germany. But if you think that we quite know well the situation, then the question is answered. So no problem. No problem.
I think maybe I got it. What I can say? So what can I say? It's like, I think I remember I had conversation with Germans about war, what happened in my country, and sometimes I heard this like, oh my gosh, I'm totally tired about to hear about situation in Ukraine. I mean, it's war, and they going more onto Ukraine. There's like, oh fuck, we going. I had experience, not just kind of good experience to talk with Germans about Ukraine, but mostly they totally doesn't like the situation war. But unfortunately, sorry, it's not. It wasn't our decision, It's not my decision, like Ukrainians, like we didn't want to have war, and it happened, and we need to accept that situation. That not we started this. We didn't start this war, and we need to understand this. Like Ukrainians, we are protecting our land, our borders, and this like need to read history. What Russian Federation made against Ukraine, against Ukrainians, and this kind of huge topic, a huge problem. And sometimes for me it's sad because now it's 2025, we have 3 years of war. And do we have some kind of solution? Do we have? Yes, we have support from Europe. We had, or I hope that we still have supporting from USA, from another countries. People is dying. Ukrainians is dying. That's huge problem. And like, is it really war now? This situation. It's kind of genocide against Ukrainians. Sad, and this kind of supporting by support Ukrainians who left country, means refugee, supporting kind of to send weapons, to send money. We are really thankful for this, but we still have war. Problem they didn't figure out with this kind of problem, conflict on the territory of Europe.
Yes.
For example, we still Ukraine still wanna be a part of EU alliance, but why we are still not? We proved many kind of options. We showed this like, yes, we have to be like, and we proved many stuff. We worked together. We had some kind of business partnership, but sometimes the government of Germany, sometimes government of England, sometimes government of USA said no. And this kind of sad. Do we want to have really peace? Do we means like we means not people, because everybody, simple human like you and me, Ukrainians, Europeans, Americans, we don't want to die. We don't want to be on the war. We don't want to have this kind of trauma. We don't want to have problem. But governments. And when I go against governments, I don't go I don't go only against like Russia. I'm also going against European governments like France, Germany, or USA, because it's supporting war, not to figure out this conflict, this war. This huge problem. This I understand like a business, but people dying. It's, I think Winston Churchill said about this, like when war is over, how was it? when war is over, businessmen going to make double price about products. Politicals going to take back bullets, weapons, and just only mothers going to cry because they lost son, they lost children.
There are no
And
winners.
this is totally absurd to have this situation 2025. Yeah, and
One question.
afterwards, yeah.
Are you sometimes tired of explaining the Ukraine?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, actually, it's annoying because if for people who doesn't have experience about war, I can give advice. Don't ask. It's not nice to ask about and what's what happened like it now. What's going on in Ukraine? What's going on like in doesn't matter which kind of war. Like if you're going to say like Ukraine and Russia or Palestine, Israel. It's not nice to ask like and what do you think? How it works? We don't know. When I was in Ukraine, like really one nice question, ask how are you? Be polite, be ask. If you want to know what's going on, go for internet, go check. Because actually, I'm not sure this people who going to ask about and it was situation like I'm not sure that they want to know. They just going for like kind of blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's a good answer. It's a very good answer. I will tell Matthias. Yeah, it's a very good answer. Ask people how are you? How are you feeling today? What's going on in you? And that's much more important than the other things. The information you can get from the internet. So that's right.
True.
So let's get to something more friendly. You and me, Petro and Martin, we first met during Corona pandemic in 2021. We made a short film together, The Veteran Dramedy by Rainer Ludwigs and Tatiana Chernyavska. The film had its premiere shortly after the Russian attack. Here we are again on the Ukraine, so it became quite well known. It was a hit on several film festivals. How did you experience that time? Do you think that the success was justified, or did you sometimes have the feeling that the festival makers were just happy to have a movie with a stamp on it, Ukraine? You know what I mean?
Gute Frage, good question. Again, first I want to say this really nice movie, and no one was ready for this kind of situation. Was really happening in war, and when I remember this kind of moment when we should have premiere on 7th of March or 5th of March 2022. Yeah, and it really was like ouch. It was hard because before a few days ago, like we had war. Means like we had war started. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I'm suspicious about this kind of stuff. I mean, like every kind of movie which I play, I'm suspicious because it's going to be in my life, and this really like ouch. I played in that movie driver, as a driver like in military, and afterwards I left my hometown, and this kind of situation happened in my real life. I was a driver, but not in military, more volunteer. Also, I drove bus. This like wow, like the same, For me, it's like, oh my gosh, where am I? Am I crazy? Because I had this kind of shooting, and I was on set. And about for if like to say as like more about film factory, it was really kind of like wow, like we were like a one guy, like we read future like and show it, but that movie, it wasn't about really war. It was situation. That movie was about situation what happened in 2014, because actually we have this war since 2014. Yeah, and I don't know what can I tell. Sometimes I think about that I have to be careful about to make a choice about which kind of movie can I play. Maybe it's some kind of mystic.
Yeah, it
you
was.
know?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, that was it. It was a little mystic and a little crazy situation.
Yeah.
So after that, in summer 2022, I introduced you to my acting agency, and one of the agents, Jenny Marie Muck, first coached you for several castings, and then she had the courage to ask you whether you would like to come to Germany to live in her place in Munich and start again your acting career from this safer harbor. And you, Petro, you had the courage to say yes. You bought a bus ticket and you drove via Poland and was it Warsaw to Munich in August 2023, I think.
Yeah.
I can remember that we that we were talking or writing via WhatsApp during your bus ride, and I was asking myself, how does this guy feel during this bus ride? Do you have any remindings of this situation when you drove the bus and when you sit in the bus and I'm going to begin a new life, hopefully?
Actually, and to be honest, uh, I didn't think about to stay in Germany, in Europe. I didn't have this kind of thoughts. And I remember when I talked with my brother, I thought that I can just only visit Europe for a work as an actor, and still I would think that I could. I would think that I can still live in Kyiv. Yeah, but situation happened, changed. I remember when I came to Munich to when I met Jenny Marie. It was time film festival of Munich. Yeah, and I was 1 month. I remember it was 22nd of June. I was 1 month in Munich Film Festival, and afterwards I came back to share with my family, like how was it, how was the situation, because really a different world, when you after war, like there's like shaheds, drones, like rockets, like, and after like people totally calm, like they know something about like Ukraine and war, and totally different. It's totally different world between normal peace life without any war and situation and war in the workplace. Because yeah, and afterwards, Jenny Marie proposed to me like, would be nice if I stay here in Munich, in Germany, because it's much more easier to work. Because it's also going to take time for traveling from Kyiv to Munich or Germany or another country, because we spend so much time on the border.
Yes.
Yeah, and I arrived again. I came back. I came again in Munich, and afterwards, when I talked with my brother and friends who is in military, I left my country officially because I have problem with my healthy. I'm not healthy. I was in accident. I had motor accident 2016, and tried to prove this like officially. This like because I didn't pay. I didn't make any corruptions. I didn't cheat. I tried to prove in military office, but it's a really long process. And my wish was like, hey, I want to work. I'm hungry about work. I was as a volunteer, but after 1 year, like, oh fuck, what about me? Like I have to realize I have to make money because it's a good for my family, for my friends. I can support. Money. It's a good help for my family, for my friends who is in military. And afterwards, some kind of rules changed in my country. And my friend who is in military say, you're in Germany? Yeah, how are you? Quite okay. Try to find a job as an actor, but everything's going to be okay. Yeah, why you called me? Like, better if you stay in Germany for a few months after, let's see. Why? Because we need more soldiers to protect country, like, and I know you, Petro, so it would be nice if you realize, if you help us another way. Means like money or to send something, some kind of clothes, some kind of equip, armor, also kind of volunteer stuff. I still have connection. I still talking with my talking with my friends, and I just ask, everything's fine. Can I do something? Do you need something? And every kind of stuff what I can make, I can help. I try to help. If not, I try to find the people who can help. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is like it is.
So, but since then, things have changed for you. So you live in a totally different country with totally different environment, other people, other friends, other colleagues, and so is it too early for a review, or can you make like this or this? Is it better? Is it worse? Many things have changed. So how do you feel about that? Did you expect it to be that it's like this, or did you expect it to be totally different? I mean, you probably had to arrange yourself with the situation. So no time to, or no possibility to look back. You had to look forward.
Yes, true. I try to make analysis about myself. I try to, what I can say. So the situation. I left my country, my hometown, my friends, my family alone. So I arrived here alone. Mostly like Ukrainians left country or like moved from Ukraine to another country with family or friends. I left alone. And sometimes it's hard because I'm going like a cut part of my soul, like, hey, I have to. And sometimes I'm going to use this kind of cold brain and I'm not going to be like I said because it's not needed. Sometimes you have to have cold brain. Okay, I do this stuff because it will be good for my family, for my friends, for myself also. Sometimes I think we don't have to spend time about be sad, depression, and we need to be strong. We need to be strong. It's not needed. And we need to make deal with ourselves, because afterwards, when everything will be okay, you can spend time with yourself and be sad or like to cry maybe, everything what you want. But now it's not needed. Sometimes it's hard, yeah. So we need to find something which can make you a little bit you can relax, or something like this, yeah. And I'm still in this unfortunate process to realize, and this acting, to be as an actor doesn't matter where are you, it doesn't matter it's hard to have stability about money, about to make money and realize as an actor. It's always hard. It doesn't matter if you're in Germany or Ukraine or USA, doesn't matter. Yeah, but need to be fresh, need to be healthy, need to be active, and this I do. I can't think about, oh my gosh. Sometimes, yes, I have this kind of moments that's like a fuck. And sometimes I'm calling my friends like, hey, how are you? Yeah, and this like, yeah, my friends also try to find some kind of good moments, try to enjoy his life. And it's hard when you have war. Yeah. So need to be strong.
If there was no war in Ukraine, you think it would have been easier for you to realize as an actor? If there was no war?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
I don't know. Actually, my choice about to work as to be as an international actor. It came. It wasn't my choice. It's just followed my destiny. It's kind of my destiny because when we have COVID before pandemic COVID time, I was in Belarus. And I work with a Belarusian director who is now in Norway, and he is in Norway not because of war or this kind of problem, because he had business, and now last 20 years he's living in Norway. And I started to work in Belarus as an actor. And I found some kind of main roles in Belarus, and I worked. And afterwards, when I was in Belarus, I found their veteran project. And COVID time, so like my destiny put at me, it's kind of destiny, because like if, for example, if I couldn't have a motor accident, I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave my country officially, and I tried to make everything like clear without
That's
any
also
cheat.
kind of destiny, right?
Yeah, it happened. I still don't have any answer why I'm here. I had I had two ways about where I can stay and realize, because I had proposed. Remember when we talked, like I asked you how actor can work in Europe, and also like thank you that you showed my profile to January MOOC. And I also had another choice to realize in New York, USA, because I worked in Kyjiw when war started. In the wartime, I worked with one American producer. Yeah, and he also proposed, "You're a good actor. Like, what do you think about to continue your career in other countries, for example, in New York?" And he could provide me, because he said, "Yes, no problem. I'm not rich, but like he proposed to me to be a sponsor, make contract, like at everything I will pay back from projects, you know."
Okay.
Yeah. So I chose Germany. Yeah, I chose Germany because I talked with my brother. I said, like, what do you think? What's better? And he said, go for Europe because it's close to Ukraine. You know, it's not so far. And like, because if you be in USA, I'm not sure that we can meet each other. Yeah, but still, sometimes I make joke. Sometimes we have a joke like, "Hey, bro, what's the problem? Like, we had deals that like we can meet each other, but now we can't." So like 1.5 year, I didn't meet I haven't seen my family and friends for last one and a half year, 16 months,
Sorry to hear that.
16. It's okay. It's my experience. And it's good.
Okay, in The Veteran Dramedy, you play a lead role, a daring taxi driver who saves injured soldiers from the front. And in real life, you also like car driving, you told us before, and motorcycling and quad racing. And where does your interest for motorsports come from? You haven't told me.
My brother sometimes. So my brother, he is a fan of motorsport, of motorcycles, and I remember one day he took me in some kind of motor dealer, some kind of motor shop, like, and I saw it was a Yamaha R1, and I saw like, wow, like it's kind of feelings you can't explain. You can't explain. It's like when you feel super, it's yours. And afterwards, when my brother showed me just this kind of motor world, and just like, yeah, I was fan. Like, yeah, I wanna have motorcycle. I wanna. Yeah, and it was my goal and achievement. I made this, and I bought motorcycle of course with help of my brother. Yeah, but afterwards, unfortunately, I was an accident. Yeah, so but I still wanna drive. I still wanna have motorcycle, but a little bit later, because I really had. It's my second birthday, you know, because fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, like I'm alive, because I was thinking about like why, because diagnosis and this kind of situation, what happened with me, I mean, with my body, this I lost a kidney, I don't know how it's in English, in Deutsch, Milz, yeah, yeah, and I lost around 3.5 liters of blood, yeah, and this kind of, and I didn't have equipment, some kind of protection for my spine, just only helmet. I was totally lucky, and I was thinking why. And when war started, and after situation like the situations like that's why. It means like I allowed to leave my country officially and continue my way. So yes.
And what's so fascinating for you about this sport? Is it the speed, or is it to play with a risk?
It's more for me motorcycle when you driving I don't know how it's good and how was correct. I was right in English. Better to say when you're riding motor, yeah. I know
Riding
ride.
motor, right, to ride, yeah.
Right, yeah, right. When you're riding motor, it's motorbike. It's not about risk or speed. It's for me. It's more kind of visiting. Visiting. It's kind of appointment with psychology.
Okay.
Because you focus on your way. You think it about just only about your way. You can't think about something else. Because if you just think about something, how is my relationship, my family, or something else, you will have accident, or you will have some kind of fatality. Yes.
So was it a loss of concentration when you had this accident?
It happened actually in motorcycle when you're riding motorcycles, you can't be sure about not to have accident, because when you're driving car, every kind of security depends of you. And motorcycle, when you're riding motorcycle, it's depends not just from you. It's also depends which kind of cars, because drivers of cars, they can lose attention, they can watch telephone, which I totally don't like, and also bicycles, they think that they're part of driveway, yeah, how we can say, this kind of, when for me it's totally also strange, because we have this same in Ukraine, Ukraine try to have some kind of examples from Europe, but I think if you wanna drive, if you wanna ride bicycles, better that you have special line, special place, better maybe with civilian people that you can drive, can ride. It's not nice. It's bicycles that think about that they part of this way, how highway streets, and they always but it's not nice, because many accidents we can have because of bicycles. They don't have drive license. How they need to have drive license, they need to know rules, and sometimes it's I'm a bicycle, okay, I have bicycle, I'm allowed to drive everywhere. No, I think would be, and in Germany you have this kind of strafe situations, strafe, some kind of have to pay fine, but fine, it's nice. That's why I had this kind of accident, not because it wasn't actually my mistake, but it happened, and I'm not angry about
Were other
bicycle.
people involved in this accident, or was it just
that
you slipped on the street? Did you slip away with your motorbike?
It was highway. Highway is called Kyjiw, Odessa, and I ride. I was riding for. I rode. Thanks, thank you. I rode on the way to Kyiv from my summer house. Summer house, my family. Yeah, and bicycles. She rode from monuments. We have one huge monument which belongs soccer. Yeah, and. Was few seconds and she was on my way. I was in the right line, and it's kind of critical brain that you have to take a choice. You have to take your destination, and I move totally risk on the left side, and that moment on the asphalt I had a scent, some kind of dirty dust stuff and I fallen down, and afterwards stick cross. I think it was crosswide. Yeah, and I totally fall. I have accident with my motorcycle, and I fall.
How fast have you been?
Actually, I don't remember clearly that my motor accident, because I really lost my memory about this. I think it's kind of protection of my brain, because it was huge stress, huge pain. Yeah, motorcycle totally freeze about 50 or 60 kilometers per hour. Yeah, 50. I think. Yeah, it happened, and afterwards I lost a few couple of organs, hospital, reanimation, blah blah blah, and now I'm Still
Oh,
good.
yeah, still there.
Yeah.
Okay, lucky guy.
Yeah.
So let's go to something different. I have another question about your family. Your father, who unfortunately died in the end of 2022, I guess. He worked in the agricultural business. And what was his reaction when you told him that you want to become an actor? Can you
Oh, it
remember?
was. Of course, I remember. I had huge discussion with my family. My father actually he prepared me to be as an security of Ukraine. It's kind of like in Germany Geheimpolizei. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called like this, and in USA it's kind of FBI. In Russia it's KGB.
Yeah.
I don't know still they have. Yeah, and he prepared me for this kind of profession because he had dream about that like my brother he's doctor and I would be nice for him if I could be as some kind of secure like this kind of police of like FBI
Yeah.
police like security of Ukraine.
Security.
It's a good
Yeah.
alliance, good mix. Just like we can
Okay.
help each other, you know. Yeah, and but in school we had this kind of comedy club, and it was my first experience with the stage, and for me it was nice because as I opened my talent to be on a stage, to create a jokes, you know, to work with audience, you know, reaction, like to make joke, like reaction, applaudissement, like nice, yeah, and like my our he was teacher and also our coacher, but he gave advice. Hey guys, like your parents can give every kind of advice. What's good for you? Yes, and actually mostly they can be right, but you need to choose your dream job. You need to make your decision by yourself because it's your life. And I was thinking about like I thought like okay, what do I like, and what can I make for my future? And I thought like I thought like hey, I'm good on the stage, and yeah, I choose to be as an actor because stage work with audience. It's like it's nice for me. I like it. I can do this stuff. I asked myself, can I work for free? Can I make this job for free? And said yes. And if you have this answer, yes, I would like to have to make this job for free or for less salary, like super. Then it's your dream job. That's why I choose. And my brother, he's a doctor. He told me like, hey Petro, maybe it would be nice if maybe you will change your decision, and maybe don't you want to be as a like doctor, you know? Like I said no. My
So
mother,
you,
she's religion human. She said like maybe you want to be a priest, you know. So family didn't want to have in a family artist, you know. Yeah, but I proved for my family because I was to university proposed for me education for free. Means that I was good. Yeah, and yeah, and I still going to prove for my family, for myself that I'm not bad actor. Hard to say that I'm a good actor, but
I'm sure you
yeah.
are. But your family, well, especially your father, he was in peace with your decision when
Yes.
yes, afterwards.
Yes,
So,
afterwards, my father, he was totally wise. He was not just my father. He was my friend, best friend. He was good example for me as a father, as a parent, as a man. Yeah, and I still thinking about, and sometimes when I have complicated situation or hard situation that I don't know, I always ask myself like, okay, what father can make? If father was in my place, what he will do? And that's yeah, I feel proud. That's like my father was like this. Yes.
yeah, yes, definitely. Yes. Mine was against my job first, and then after certain years, he became my fan. That was a good development. So let's get a little bit back to the theme of the podcast. The theme is courage, and I have to ask you something about Ukraine again, or I want to ask you something.
No problem.
Ukraine again, or about your job during the when the war started. You helped to transport medicine when the war started and to where it was needed, and you also worked with your brother in a hospital. And what do you remember about this work? You also needed a lot of courage to do this, and was it sometimes dangerous to do it?
Sometimes, yes. I can say for me it was interesting experience. I feel proud by myself that I made this. Yes, and sometimes, of course, it was. I can't say it was dangerous because, Ukrainians, for example, have harder experience. I mean, for example, to be on the front, and I wasn't. Yes, and was interesting experience. I think you wanna know which kind of dangerous situation I had in my life.
Well, I can remember that we had some phone calls when there was alarm.
Yeah.
And how did that feel like? I mean, I have no idea. Maybe I will experience it sometime if it goes on like this. But I
hope no.
I hope no. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's not needed. Believe me, it's this kind of experience that I wish for nobody to have this. Really.
But this the transport of the medicine and the working in the hospital was kind of okay. It was not so dangerous. You didn't need so much courage to do.
50-50.
50-50, okay.
50, not for example.
If you drive too fast, then
also, no, it's also sometimes not good because for example, soldiers we have this kind of territory defenders, and this kind of group of soldiers we had block post, and if you're driving fast, it's like a strange. Maybe you're kind of spion, You're kind of agent. You know what I mean, yeah?
Then you're suspicious rather.
It's called also. I have to check because we have this word. It's called either diversant. I'm not sure that we have saboteur. It's French and English. Saboteur and the same in German.
Sabotage. Yes.
Sabotage. Who's going to sabotage from some Russian spion. And if you're going to be if you're driving fast, it's not good. And I had the sign about Red Cross. That's I'm volunteer, but it's kind of psychology way that you have to think every kind of your actions, because soldiers also have to be careful. Maybe you're really spion. They allowed actually to shoot on your car, they allow. Just you need to be calm, need to be totally be okay. Drive when you driving close to block post, you have to drive slowly and turn on for light on in the car, and to show your passport, your documents, who you are, where are you going, what do you have, to check every kind of car, and some kind of passwords we had just to check, because we had this
you had no sign on the car that's
only Red Cross.
At least the Red
Cross. It means that's volunteer. That's all. And documents. That's I'm driving there from here to there because I have to bring this kind of. And I was. And it's okay when you're driving by day. It's quite okay, but we had this kind of blackout. Not because electricity, because of there's civilian people not allowed to drive, and I didn't have the kind of document because it was our initiative to help. We didn't work officially. It was our choice to help, and we had contacts with some kind of groups of territorial defenders, and of Kyjiw, of course, and outside a little bit. And sometimes it wasn't enough time for me, and I drove by in a blackout, so like 1-2 hours until 12. And of course they all stress like, and like you have to say, okay, sorry, I didn't make like it wasn't enough time. Now I'm driving for 2 positions, like after driving to home, like here that this all. And sometimes we have small talk like, guys, what do you need, like this and that, with some kind of medicine or tourniquet or this, or no, like what can we do? And we're going to exchange contact, this and that, like, and after kind of connections, like what can we do? You know, how we can help. Yes. It was sometimes I remember when it was also nice stuff about that time when it was around 9 p.m. So I left my car in a garage, few kilometers in the forest from my flat, and I listen music because I totally my security, yeah, about alarm was totally destroyed, atrophy, yeah. And I listen music like, and few bus came like with with weapons, with aftermath, like, and I'm listening music, quite nice music, and actually it was also alarm, and they had information that my garage cooperative, they have some kind of agent, like a spion, you know. And like, what, like, because he's like, stop, but I didn't hear, like, what. Yeah, we trying to find like okay, like, and good is like, because we had some kind of place, and so we had another soldiers like, it's okay, he's our human, it's okay, he was us.
He belongs to us.
Yeah.
He belongs
And
to
I
us.
didn't get it. What's happened like, and I went to like, after, okay, let's go to smoke. I said, what happened? They're going to find. Okay. So it was kind of calm. It's kind of I adapted. You know, it was nice. One of the hard for me, like. Now I can say like, yeah, it was nice. Of course, a little bit stress, a little bit adrenaline hit my body. Another one of the hard experiences was when I talked with my brothers, just like, would be nice for our parents that they will be in the summer house, first floor, you know, because our flat in 14th floor. And Kyjiw, and of course, you never know. Also, like, we had rockers in our flat. It was totally good with everybody. Totally again, lucky. Yeah, and I remember first this kind of rocket who was exploded, who exploded close for our place. I remember this emotion, this feelings, and we were underground. You know, this kind of have some protection, some kind of safe place. Yeah, it was interesting. Like one rocket, like when it's called kind of, it means you don't understand what does it mean. You know, we have this kind of affect when your adrenaline, you're like, what's going on, what happened, like. And when the second rocket was close against summer, and when I remember I heard this kind of whistle like in my ear, like. And second explosion, oh fuck, it's like a rocket's close, like, okay, and like, mama, papa, let's go, we need to be underground, let's go down. Welcome, close. This was, yeah, it was experience, this kind of experience we had. No, if to talk about some kind of like this, if so, like, for example, to share when I was in Irpin, when Russians fortunately left that place, and when me and my friends, we visited that place. It also was horrible, really. And Russians, you know, Martin, every kind of war, actually we have in the world, we have rules of war. And this is, I think, unfair. That's like what world wanna have from Ukraine. That's like, we have to follow rules of war. And this kind of absurd, because they didn't say, they don't have any pressure or they don't have some kind of power about onto Russia or Putin regime. And that what they made is already, they don't use rules of war. Fuck. And Europe going to say like, Ukrainians, you have to follow rules of war. Is it fair? I'm not sure. If you're going to also check this kind of like a Budapest Memorandum, also from 1994, and this like
Yeah, that's hard. It's not an
hard.
equal.
Afterwards, it's hard to trust.
It's not equal.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know what to say about this. I have no solution. It's not fair. Definitely, it's not fair. Let's get a little bit back to the theme courage. Do you consider yourself as a courageous person?
I just do what can I do? What I can do, sorry. I just do what I can do. That's all. I don't feel this like, yeah, I'm strong. Yeah, I feel courage about myself. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't need to think about this. I still didn't make my results, which is I wanna make. And yeah, maybe I really thankful that you invite me and say this like Petro, that I feel that you're courage and you're a strong human. I'm thankful for this, but for me, I don't have to think about that like I'm courage, because I know people who is much more strong than me, and they're in Ukraine. And yeah, so
And,
am I? Questions for my friends, my people. That's all.
Yeah.
This question.
If you were the most courageous person in the world, what would you begin to do? Would you do something like jumping out of a plane with a parachute or something like that? Do you have something that you would like to do that sometimes you think, if I was a little more courageous, I would do this and this and that?
I would like to say, if I could have this kind of opportunity to be in military office and work as an actor, so for example like a job, to be as a soldier and to have this kind of experience to help somehow like on a second, third line. Maybe sometimes when we'll have more experience and skills to be kind of on the front, and in parallel to leave my country for a job, this would be perfect for me. I have a friend, and that's like a fuck. I feel I'm still upset that I didn't drive with him when we had situation in Kherson, and when we had this kind of problem in Kherson, that like a bridge was destroyed. Yeah,
Yes.
and he drove to Kherson to help to bring water and this and that. Like, and after when he showed me this kind of video, I really wanted to be there, but I wasn't, because I had some kind of family problem, because it was I had 2 weeks before I left Ukraine when I drove from Ukraine to Germany. I really wanted, but like we were in a lawyer office because to figure out these documents about that my father died, like this kind of property, about cars, about flat. This like I should be there, yeah, in that lawyer office, and that's like for me was sad, because it's for hard to say that like, yeah, it's nice. Look, it's when you have this kind of adrenaline, this kind of experience of war, your body still wanna have. It's not about, for example, also I'm still here for 1.5 year, and for me it's sometimes, I remember especially first 6 months was strange. I couldn't just only be and have like normal peace, like normal social life. Like I wanted to have this kind of adrenaline, this kind of like I'm used to already, and hard to like everything's calm. Nice, it's not enough. I have to, and would, of course, for me would be nice to make parallel, or to be as involved, still to be as involved and drive and visit that place in Ukraine, to be as a driver to help somehow. I would like to have and be in parallel as an actor international. I would like, but yeah, it's unfortunately we have law that's like men not allowed. That's sad.
In the English language, there exists something that is called the German angst. Have you ever heard of that?
Actually, I've never heard. I heard this from, I think maybe from you. I heard German angst. I've never heard about German angst.
It's typical that Germans have the people think that German are more anxious than other people in the world.
No, I can say this like we have different mentality, you know, different mentality, different history. It's about, again, like that's about history what you had in your country, and you know which kind of topic I'm going to tell. And I don't have anything kind of. It was around 80 years ago, so need to leave this kind of in the past. Yeah, and now but not now. Actually, we have this. We have for last 300 years conflict with Russians, you know, and we're still going to prove this. Like, hey, look, in the world we have these people who's called Ukrainians. We have this country who's called Ukraine. This like Ukrainians. It's not Russians. And Russians. It's now we're living in info war. It means propaganda about from Russians, propaganda from another country. Actually, from every kind of propaganda we're going to have from government. Yes, and this unfortunately sad. And about you have your story, your history. Sometimes I don't understand because I saw most that Germans, these Germans which I met, they always interested about. They always have this kind of interesting about what's going outside, what's going like in Malaysia. This maybe it's nice, but how you can think about what's going somewhere? Just like, for example, your room is dirty, you know. Start from need to for us for people. It's I think about. I want to tell more about international. Think about like did that start more that make clear or good your life with yourself, with your thoughts, with your apartments, you know. And yes, I think you have also like in Germany you have some kind of problems like which would be nice to figure out. Uh, Yeah, but like if we're going to say about civilian people, just like they think about somewhere. Did you hear about this, that, what happened like in China? Maybe it's nice, interesting, but for me it's conversation for nothing.
I'm sorry, we changed the media. We're going on a Zoom call now because we had technical problems on the other app, and I was asking Petro the last question I wanted to. The last question I was about to ask him was whether you think, Petro, are the Ukrainian people more courageous than the Germans?
Yeah, you know, it's again some kind of. It's like I can't compare who is in this situation. In our situation, it's hard to compare. It's hard to say who is more. I can say both, but in different ways. That's all. Like because Germans support Germans helping to Ukraine, so they supporting Ukrainians. They also like took Ukrainians and proposed to have safe place for refugee, you know, and it's also need to be strong and proud to accept some some people who is from another different country. Yeah, and Ukrainians who is more
Matter of the character, I mean, yeah?
we are different. Yeah, we are different. You know, we have different ways and different courages, proudness and strongness.
Okay.
First is important situation. It's are we a human? Are we a human? It's important. Do we have a heart? And this I feel for Europeans, from Germans, just like we are human. Yes, we are ready to have to each other. And Ukrainians in these situations, we're going to prove. You see, we're going to prove this. That's like we are strong. We are courage. That we can protect. Look, it's protection. and that's like what belongs for humanity. You know,
It's good.
look, we had war against Russia. Russia, for me, Russia, Putin represented as his country like a second of the world who is strong and has weapons, and Russians, civilian people, and also, I mean, like a population of Russians, 142 millions of billions of people, of Russians, and in Ukraine we have 38, 38, I think, 38, 36 billions of Ukrainians we have. And you see, and a fourth of year of war, and still we protect in our country. So this, I think, people can understand this, like, are we courage? Are we strong enough? It's a little bit, you see, like, as Russia much more has like an actually way of Russia. It's of course war. If you're going to check how many times Ukraine had and have war for the last since moment when we become to be independent since 1991, how many wars did we have? If you're going to compare or check how many wars Russian Federation has, and Russia, it's like just like, I don't know why world doesn't want to talk, like, because we showed like Russia had many wars. Afghanistan, Syria, Azerbaijan means Georgia. Azerbaijan. So Georgia. Where else was Ukraine and
Chechenian.
every. I remember I checked every kind of 2-3 years. Russia had wars with somebody, and this kind of character, Russian political way they have. They need to have, because they spend so much money about army. They spend much because, like, yeah, it's a war. It's a country of war. They need to have war, and they're going to put their soldiers because they don't respect people. They don't respect soldiers. War means money. But no, but in Russian, the Putin also, like, he doesn't think about like just human. He doesn't think that's like some Russian soldier, the son of mother. He think it's unit, it's a resource. Doesn't matter. Mother will bring new. You know, Ukraine. We didn't have war when we become to be independent. We didn't have war since 1991. Yeah, we didn't have any war. So just compare, you know.
Yeah. In preparation to this interview, we had a chat via WhatsApp, and I think you want to tell us something about the difference between the Ukrainian man and the German man.
Look, like, I came from Ukraine. Yeah, I had my community. I had my community, my people. I'm going to say my people. These people with who is going to, like, how I can say this, like, I would like to be tolerant and polite. What I got it here, I found in Germany, because I'm here. I try to find my community, and sorry, but it's not my fault. You know, I met mostly like men. They like more in Germany. Infantile. Mostly. I can't say everybody. Mostly. So I feel proud that I know you. That's like, I know, because you're like a man. You're a human. What does it mean, man? Man, it's adult human who can take responsibility about yourself. I mean, in your situation, about yourself, about in the future, about your family, who is okay to work with problems, who does go, it's okay. No, it's no. This unfortunately meant it's nothing about orientation. No, it's egal about. It doesn't matter about orientation. And this I found I learned this, like, in Germany, women much more stronger. Accept this. I saw this as in foreign. I don't say anything bad or good. I just saw this. And for me, for example, I'm really like, I need to check which kind of with whom I talk. With whom I'm talking. You know, when I talk with women, like, wow, I can make business. Wow, I can talk with men. Why they're used to blah blah blah. Just so really, from 10 people, I can say 3 or 4 men. Quite, I can have 3, 4 men. This is sad, unfortunately, because
it's a very interesting observation, and I don't think it's unpolite to say that, or you don't. It's okay to say that and to observe this. I think it's an interesting thought. I never. Yes, it maybe has to do with the stuff we talked about before. That we didn't have a war or something like this in the last 70 or 80 years, and the people have totally different obligations and interests, and they are not talking about the real problems very often, the men.
Well, no, actually, like everything, like we have this kind of books, we have practice, like it's. I just don't understand. I try to be understand. I know it's like a life. Yeah, it's so nice, easy, but fuck, I have this maybe I because I'm from like kind of family, and my parents gave me this kind of education. Just like you need to have responsibility about and this I feel I found more from women. Oops, because maybe it's because of Second World War, but women still thinking about how to be strong, this and that, and also like kind of refugees came like from Turkey, Italy, this and kind of mix of culture. This like also for me it's totally sad that like we have unfortunately harassment from men against women. I don't like this stuff. So for me it's a past. Actually, for me it's past. I was lucky that I'm from Kyjiw. That's like a man going to make harassment against women because woman's not stuff. Hey, woman's a human, and like she doesn't have to do like you're my slave, you're a woman, you're my slave. Fuck, it's ugly to have this kind of topic, and I understand that like I have no, not like you have means why we still have feminismus. This like, but for me it's sad because actually we have everything to have like kind of in a balance, That's sad because harassment. I still see this kind of harassment on the street, on the streets, or like in another place when people with whom I talk, like, and I ask like why you behave like this on women, like what? It's normal. Like what's normal? Nah, it's not normal. I can share maybe some kind of followers from your podcast, maybe take my advice or my thoughts, my position, which I learned from Georgian culture and from Kazakhstan. I had opportunity to talk with some wise people from these countries, and they gave me nice phrases like it belongs for men. If you want to be happy, for a man, advice for men. If you want to be happy, make paradise for a woman, and you will be happy.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
brilliant.
and also like for example another kind of advice. My problems is my problems. Problems of my girlfriend friends, like it's also my problems.
Yeah,
You know.
that's very good.
And my problems, like for example, my problems not belongs for like to like women doesn't have to like so you're going to make protection and safe place like this, like to make paradise, make your wife, make your girlfriend happy, and you will be happy. Make your woman happy,
So we slowly want to finish this interview. I have only one or two questions left. So do you have any wishes besides peace for your home country and for your people? Besides peace?
This would be nice to have. A wish. I'm still in process to realize as an international actor. So I have projects and I have still like this kind of reports. It's a good, but for me always not enough. I wished, of course, to meet my friends, my family, my dog. Yeah, I would like to visit, of course, my hometown, but it's wish. Let's see. What can I say? Which kind of wish I have? I would like this, like I would like, and I wish for everybody this, like we are as in humans and respect with each other. We need to respect with each other because, for example, in my experience, I can talk with human like a human, but when I'm going to talk with how I can say with some kind of example of human who going to talk with me like an asshole, I know this language also, but I don't like myself because I know this language how to talk with assholes, mostly like man. I know how to talk, But do I like myself that I'm going down and to talk with this kind of angry, to use my aggressive, or to use my knowledge kind of manipulation? Do I want to? No, I don't like, because I'm a religion human as well, And in the Bible, they totally wrote that be human. And sometimes for me, hard to be human when somebody going to treat me or cheat on me. I'm going to reply the same. Repay good by good, evil by justice. I don't wanna, but sometimes what I can say, it happens.
Only human. So from time to time, we're leaving the good path.
Yeah. So
And
yes, it is
always,
what it is.
sometimes we're doing bad things, and it's also human. I mean, but there are limits that we shouldn't go over. So I thank you very much for this interview. I really appreciate that you were part of this podcast and of this interview, and that you told us your story, which is a very interesting story. And I wish you all the luck in the world for the future.
Thanks a lot.
And definitely tell you, is there anything that you want to ask me? That's always the last question I have for my guests. Is there anything that you want me to ask you, what I didn't ask? And is there something that you want to ask me that I can answer you?
No, I know you as a human quite good. I mean, I feel proud that you were first German human man that I met in Germany, and I feel proud. You're a good example, and questions for you. So I wish. I don't know what can say. I wish for you first also to be happy, healthy, and strong. Sometimes I think every kind of man. I can't say about women because I don't know what women feel. And I can say this I wish for everybody, but mostly for men, this kind of and in your country to be stronger. Yeah, sometimes this kind of man who is going to drink alcohol because not because they're alcoholic or something like this, because they're empty and they're not allowed to share something. You have to have your community to share, and this is quite okay when you're going to share. It means you trust, you know. And I wish for every kind of man to be stronger, to be not to be afraid about to take responsibility. Yeah, and when you have opportunity to help somebody, it doesn't matter if you know him or her or you don't know, just try, just make. Why not? It's your life. It's kind of karma. If you make something good, you will have you will have back. But if you're going to have something kind of bad, make gossips or something ugly, you will have in 3 times, believe me. If the universe will not bring to you this kind, believe me, people I'm sorry, like me, go for this kind of philosophical way. And it's justice and fair. So it means it's need to be human, need to respect each other, need to be strong. Yeah. And it's belongs for each other. Believe me, this I know, fuck for women. In fact, they had so many bullshit, so many hard work. It's so nice when man can be like a man to support her and help her. This kind of going to be like this relationship, community. You're going to support each other like this. You don't not like this. We are humans. We are people, and need to stay to be as an animal. This animal instinct to make this kind of ugly stuff. You can go anytime. For what reason? For what reason to make this kind of to bring this kind of initiative? Yeah, you have brain, you have soul, you have tongue. Make connection between these 3 stuff and talk. I'm going to share with you, with your followers, and yeah, stay human.
Those are very good last words, and I hope they will spread everywhere so people can learn from that.
If you have some kind of questions or something like this, just ask me, write me, and I wish you and for everybody to have peace, to have harmony, and respect everybody. This I wish for everybody.
Ja, diesen Worten von Petro Stashenko ist nicht mehr viel hinzuzufügen. Ich bedanke mich ganz herzlich fürs Zuhören. Hier spricht Martin alias Martin Skoda. Ich möchte nur noch mal ganz kurz verweisen auf meinen YouTube-Kanal Martin Skoda. Da wird an Anfang Mai 2025 das Video zu diesem Podcast erscheinen und dann auch mit einem Transkript, also mit einer Übersetzung für alle, die nochmal nachlesen wollen auf Deutsch. Passt auf euch auf, bleibt gesund, probt schön, spielt schön. Hier spricht Martin. Bis bald.
Nehmt's ganz lax, meine Hände sind wie Wachs. Und ganz bestimmt, ich pack's.